Hello, Internet, and welcome to Aeos, our weekly 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I am Sean. I'm a player in this game, and I'm going to talk for a bit before Barry takes over. We have a lot of stuff coming up over the next couple of weeks. And a lot of things that have happened in the last week for you to check out. We've had a lot of one shots and other games that are going to be on our VODs if you are a subscriber, or will be going up on YouTube soon ish if you are not. So definitely check those out. We've done you did The Witch is Dead, Savannah, last week, and Ryan ran. No, that wasn't streamed. Never mind. And there was a one shot that I did last night with my system, Carbon Banner, which is a Power by the Apocalypse game that we've been playtesting for a while. And that was a lot of fun too. Coming up over the next week. On Thursday will be our next stream, and that will be All Myths Are True, our Tales from the Loop campaign. A bunch of kids on bikes getting in trouble, getting angsty, all sorts of good stuff.
It's kids in nests right now.
Yeah. We that will be at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Thursday. Saturday will be our next session of Saturday Night's Thunderball, which is our another 5th edition campaign that I run for a lot of these people here, playing sports, and that's about it. And then on Sunday, we will have our next Pursuit of the Black Kestrel, our formerly Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign, now D&D 5th Edition campaign, which we are hitting the sort of midpoint on in the final stretch for it. So definitely tune in now to catch the exciting conclusion of the game. That'll be at 4 o'clock Eastern time. And then we may have another one shot on Monday. It may or may not be another Carbon Banner game. We will let you know. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have lots of other one shots and games and things like that coming up soon. So join us on Discord, also Twitter. All those links are below. Did I miss anything? Nope.
I think so.
All right. Well, Barry, it's all you.
I believe Alex is going to do the recap this week.
Oh, Alex, it's all you.
Yep. Sorry. Of course, you go to me as soon as I get a cough. Last time we had set off our band of brand new fugitives due to the machinations of a rather interesting gentleman known as Finn Isht. But he does also, while he is the one responsible for putting us in this predicament, does seem to be our best way out. So for now, we are going along with what he has directed us to do, which is go to the town of Emberwell and meet the blacksmith Karnan. And so we set out from the capital city of the region, keeping an eye out for perhaps any pursuing guards coming after us for impersonating a guild, which is one of the highest crimes of the land. And after a couple days of travel, we came across two other travelers, a tabaxi named Zemnian and a wood elf named Ashrin, who, after some not quite interrogation, but they were very evasive in their answers, we determined they were former members of a bandit group who had escaped. They didn't want to do crime anymore. And while we were making camp together, some other bandits posing as guards came and attacked us, but we didn't know they were bandits until after we summarily slaughtered them. Yeah, you guys have disintegrated like two of them at least. But so, we eventually made it to the town of Emberwell, and the blacksmith was like, hey, Finn owes me, some amount of money or favors, so you're going to pay that, and asked us to go underground and figure out what is blocking the magma flow. Lava flow? We had this question last time because it is technically underground still, but the source of the liquid hot magma that is heating his forge. And while down there, we discovered there was some sort of magical artifact blocking the red hot goo. And while we were investigating that, we angered some of the monsters down there and fought them off. And now we are figuring out what this weird smoky crystal is that is able to siphon away lava, apparently.
Yes. And so I think the first thing you are going to want done is your identify spell complete. This crystal itself doesn't have an actual name, but there you can sense there is something inside of it which seems to be resistant to fire, and the crystal itself is amplifying that enough to kind of stop the flow of magma, lava, fire, liquid fire, anything which would burn you. It's kind of stopping that for now. But there's something inside of it which you really can't tell exactly what it is because of the amplification provided by the rock.
Okay. Well, this is definitely the source of the problem.
Well, should we just pick it up and move it out of the way then?
Very carefully.
If we need to do it quickly, I can do that.
I'm just going to stay up here, not go anywhere.
Yeah, I
Hope for the
mean, if you're
best.
volunteering, I'm fine with that.
Be very careful. Don't break it. There may or may not be something inside.
Don't worry, I am quite nimble.
And those
how
were his last words.
how big is this crystal? I've been imagining it's like teeny tiny, or is it like a bigger rock?
It's I'm trying how to best describe this. I
Is
think
it
the
larger than a
easiest
bread
way.
box?
We don't have bread boxes over here. I would say it's roughly the size of, which I believe this is like the same size. Your standard size is the same across the whole world. The size of a sausage. Not too big.
Okay.
It can fit in a hand.
Okay.
I think it's funny that's what you went to for the standard using of measurement.
Sausage.
I was
But
going
yeah,
to say apples. I feel like almost
an
everyone's seen
apple
an apple.
is about the same size.
Yeah, but no,
Um,
no, because an apple's
Is this crystal sausage shaped?
it's cylinder-ish.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we'll say like a Red Bull can.
Now that's something I know about.
That is standard across the world, though. I don't
A
think they make those.
473 ml Red Bull can.
We
Well,
don't
then you
know
went
what
into
milliliters
milliliters,
are.
and we don't.
Yeah,
You lost
You
us.
lost us.
No, we
The
almost had us,
large
Mary.
one. The large one.
The regular one.
No, the regular ones are really small.
No, those are
That's
the.
the small one in
Those
the,
are-
in the
Yeah.
Oh,
Weaklings.
it's America. Sorry. What we call large, you call regular.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What we call regular, that's a bit small. Okay,
Thanks.
maybe sausages weren't alright.
Thanks for watching our stream, everybody. See you next time.
Fucking Americans.
So I'll be very careful.
Careful is my fourth middle name. Nimble is my second.
You have so many. I'm going to have to write them all down.
That would be good because I forget them sometimes. All right, so I guess I'm gonna try and swoop and grab the crystal.
Okay, we're going to need let's just how hard are you trying to pull this out of the crack, which it's stuck in?
I mean, I want to get it out, so I'm gonna go. Sorry, gonna go pretty hard at it.
Okay, give us. Would that be what? An athletics check? Pulling something out. Why not?
It's better than a strength check for me.
See, I'm nice.
Oh, that's an 11.
As you reach down trying to pull the crystal out of the crack it's stuck in on the bottom of like the riverbed, you hear a slight little cracking sound, and you see the, I'm just going to call it lava, come in a little bit closer to you, but stop. Where before it would be like 10 feet away from you, it's now probably around 5 feet. But it stopped there and you've got the crystal out. And as you're holding it, the lava's not moving.
Okay, I'm not gonna take any chances. I'm just gonna, I guess I would have been like over here, and then I will just swoop back over to next to Curiosity.
To those watching, so grab the gem and fly out. You notice as he's flying up, the magma down the bottom starts trickling through. And it looks like there's a 5-foot radius around where it kind of stops the flow, and then the flow returns running normally. Like nothing was ever the issue.
No, well done.
Oh, that little blue square.
Honestly, I was expecting something to like come up and try to punch you or something. That was easier than I thought.
I have shown the lava creatures who is their boss. Well then, shall we figure out how to get those of you who can't fly back over to the exit?
Yes, I suppose.
And we're sure we don't want to check out the cave behind all the snake monsters over that way. No?
For
Or-
what?
I don't know.
I mean, we only fought 2 of those things earlier. And I wouldn't say that was necessarily an easy fight.
I don't know. I did
No.
fine.
I mean, so did I, but
I think I've experienced those things firsthand enough to know that I don't want to get hit by one again. I just didn't know if anybody else was curious about what was over there.
I'm extremely curious, but I also don't have a death wish.
I mean, you are Curiosity, not Death Seeker. So
Maybe
you
I
are a
should
Decay
change it.
Seeker?
Well, yes, sort of. It's tempting, truly. Fire burns you all much more than it does me, so I'll leave it to you.
Well, let's say, put a pin in it. We can always come back later when we're feeling, stronger.
I'll make a note.
Saul watches to see if she actually takes out a piece of parchment and writes a
I
note.
take out one little piece out of a jacket pocket that's folded up and unfold it, and it's just got like a big bullet pointed list of things. Just add to it. Cave with fire lizards and exploding magma creatures? Question mark. All right.
How are you guys gonna get out?
One of you have a rope?
I have many ropes.
Because I don't know if this thing over here, I'm assuming is a stalagmite. I don't know if I could go over, tie a rope around it, and then take it back over to them.
You can certainly try.
Does anyone have another idea?
Oh.
We could, cross. Each of us could cross with the crystal, one at a time, and then you could fly the crystal back over.
Yeah, but there's still the issue of being. I'm assuming this is many feet above the lava underneath, right?
Yes.
So that's still like at least a 10-foot, probably 20-foot gap to get across.
I know I can get across on my own. You can fly across. The other two, you nothing. No secret wings or.
Oh, I wish. It's not a trait that runs in my bloodline. Unfortunately, I don't know. I have a spell that can help if anyone falls, but not for flying.
Just
I
make them
think-
fall slower into the lava below.
So give me
Like a
time
feather.
to give him the crystal.
I remember my parents saying something about some prophecy about wings, but I wasn't paying too much attention, so I never figured that one out.
Well, I suppose we take a couple lengths of rope. I've got several. Tie them across and sort of makeshift rope bridge out of it. If you can get my rope back, I need it.
Well, I can. I'll stay on this. I'll cross last. I'll untie it, and then I'll move on my own, so I can fly over first.
Okay.
Unless this goes very wrong, you shouldn't lose your rope.
Hopefully. If not, I'll get some more. I've got 150 feet of rope. Is that enough?
Well, it's
Go from like here to one of these posts or something.
okay.
I had a spell that required rope as a component.
Oh yeah, the
So I
snare
just-
spell.
Bought a few.
Oh, is it light rope? Because rope gets pretty heavy.
It's...
That's why she's so strong. From
Yeah, I
carrying
just
all
am
this
carrying
rope.
around all these fucking ropes.
Oh yeah, you're the strongest one here. This is
Yeah. Well, that's why you see Curiosity in camp at night, like doing the exercise with like the huge ropes. That's what it is.
she didn't realize you could buy the smaller rope. She bought the actual big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm definitely thinking we go across one at a time with the crystal, though, still, in case you fall. At least now you don't fall into lava.
I think that's a good plan.
That is a good idea. It depends on, I guess, how deep it goes, and then you just kind of go like through it, and you just end up in your own little bubble down there.
That's true. If it goes straight down to the center of the earth, you're in trouble.
But you won't get back because it can't protect you. You just with a smart fella fall on, it'll take you a while. Okay, so who's risking their life first?
Yeah, so I'm holding on. It will.
Is
I'll,
it-
we'll tie it off on one side, and then I will also like hold it on that side to try to keep it braced. So
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm across.
Let's go with. Okay, I'm trying to go. What kind of check would be? We will say athletics or acrobatics, whichever one you want.
They're exactly the same. I'll do athletics because I'm going to keep in the fiction of being strong. I rolled a 1.
oh god.
Well,
2.
So how exactly does this rope bridge look like? Because so far I'm picturing you got one rope going from
yeah, I
so like
imagine we
Seoul
have like
to
a line tied from there to there, and so it's maybe at like a slight angle up to somewhere on the stalagmite.
No, people just like shimmying across.
okay. as you're shimmying across Curiosity, you're are you doing the whole legs crossed over, hand over hand crawling, or
Probably.
your hands slip? So right now you kind of just got your legs crossed holding up. I'll give you a chance to do an acrobatics check, and then we'll see if anyone else has anything which can kind of.
Okay.
Saul can swoop over there and try and ride her.
Okay, that time I rolled really good. That's 20 total.
All those crunches you've been doing in the morning,
all
and
core
the exercise, all that core strength, you managed to keep your legs crossed and back up, and you re-gripped the rope. And this time you're a lot more slower, and you're gripping a lot harder. You probably got rope burn on your hands sliding across to get over.
I
But
take
we'll
half
say you
damage from burning.
Odd. Fine. Roll a 1d4 then.
1.
1. Okay, you take 1 bit of rope burn damage then.
Ow! Criminy.
Okay. Then we're coming up to Aeos.
I'm gonna regret that one point later.
I saw that
Alright.
happen. I look at Aeos and I just be careful out there.
Right, and so I have the gem, right? I'm just
Just all fly over and. Okay, you've got the gem.
okay, so yeah,
Athletics or acrobatics?
it's gonna be acrobatics, sir. Right. Whew, all right, 19.
Oh, you just run across it like Naruto ninja running. Arms back, across the line.
Super confident.
do like one of those like stop in the middle and do a bit of a bounce like the title.
You slacklining it.
Yeah.
Oh nope, this makes a lot of sense because I can imagine Aeos as like a slackline bro out on the quad in college. Yeah.
Make it over. No issues.
Stick the landing.
Like a gymnast, arms out.
Okay, Folin.
I go ahead and untie the rope and then just like take a couple steps towards and then vanish and then appear in like a cloud of like mist and smoke on the other side.
That is a neat trick.
And there is
reeling in the rope.
For the 6 seconds after I appear ghostly and translucent, and then I gradually fade back into you.
Saul's too busy reeling the rope. That was a perfect chance to punch a ghost.
That would have been the perfect chance to punch a ghost.
Fascinating.
Okay, so you're on the side where your way down is still hanging there. I can't remember if it was chain or rope that was.
Chain. And we rattle it to be like, hey, we're ready to come back up.
Ooh, chain's gonna be hot.
I thought they brought it back up after we went down,
I
and they
hope
were
so.
going to lower
Because
it.
it would get too hot.
Yeah.
So you're yelling out for
So you yell for a few seconds
Hello?
and no one comes. Saul just flies up and is like, hey, hi, hi.
As you fly, you notice there's no one around the well. So I guess you can drop. Tarnan's not anywhere to be seen.
Yep, so we'll just knock the chain down and come back down to make sure everyone's able to get on it.
Did they just assume we're not coming back?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I think that was it.
You all managed to get up there eventually. I think the person that I probably have the biggest issue climbing for some reason I'm picking is Aeos because it's physical work.
I mean, it is. I do have a -1 to athletics, so
Jeez.
So he probably just ties himself up and expects you guys to pull.
And we'll just pull him up.
Yeah. So you're back up on top now. You see smoke coming from the chimney of Carnan's place. So safe to say the lava flow has gone back to where it's needed.
All right, good stuff. I guess let's go. We're not collecting a reward for this, are we? We just sort of did this because we were expected to.
He's supposed to help us do something.
yeah, whatever thing we're doing for Finn, he's going to help us out with.
Right. Well, let's go collect our metaphorical reward.
Go knock on
You
the
head
door.
over, knock on the door. As you get there, you hear talking from the inside. Then as you knock, it kind of abruptly stops, and you hear, "Come in."
Hello. I open the door.
You open the door. Inside, you see 3 people. One of them is Carnan. One of them is Finn. Another one is a heavily armored elven lady who has a bandage wrapped around her head covering her left eye and a couple of scars across her face.
All fixed.
Oh God, is she also edgier than me?
Everyone's edgier than you. You think you're edgy, but you're actually not.
Apparently.
You have a feeling you kind of walked into like an awkward situation. Like it's a tense, you can feel the tension in the air between the 3 of them.
Should we come back?
She goes, no, it's perfect timing, perfect timing. Sorry I didn't tell you to inform Carnan that I had his payment. So how about I hand it to you instead? Which, you kind of did him a favor, which didn't need to be done.
Oh,
I'm fine with
so
that.
an actual reward.
Well
And I
done.
was like, look, I don't have money on me right now,
Ah, fuck.
but I do have some healing potions. I've got 2 of them, so I guess you can have them.
In addition to
Quality
the
then?
payment later.
No, as the payment.
Sort of a down payment for future services, for additional payment coming later on.
Yes.
I guess a brief world question. Are healing potions rare enough that, that this would be comparable payment, but getting healing potions is like, okay, yeah, that's actually worth a bit?
How big are these healing potions?
They're your standard shitty ones. You need getting them from towns like this. You got to be lucky, or it's got to be a specialized town with an apothecary. In the larger towns, they're more common and easier to access because being a mercenary world, mercenaries do need them. You guys didn't stock up before you left the big city, so.
We would have.
But you didn't, because you
If we
didn't have
had time.
Well, you shouldn't have tried assassinating the princess.
You got us. That was our bad.
All right, so potions. That sounds fair enough.
Well, initially you were doing it for free, remember? But yeah, enough about that. Look, everything working here now.
So what next?
Good question. And Finn turns to the lady who no one's been introduced to yet and says, "So, think we stand a chance? Do you want to come? Like, we kind of need your help." And the lady looking at Finn, she's just daggers of death through her one good eye. She's, told you I was out. But she's going to get these 4 killed. So I guess I'll come make sure that you don't do anything stupid and get more people killed. She turns to you and it goes from daggers of death to like the most happiest caring person. Be like, hi. Let me introduce myself. I'm Celeste. Guess I'll be guaranteeing your safety.
Hello. Why would we be killed?
Because this idiot over here wants to go and town overrun by undead with just 5 of you.
Oh, yes. We knew about the undead.
That'll-
I was just worried there was something else.
And I hear you found a journal.
Does everyone just know about these journals?
There's a select few of us which know about the journal. And if you're looking into that, then yeah, the town of undead's probably the least of your worries.
Are these journals like collectible? Do you like trade them to see like who has?
And there's just one really avid collector who's willing to resort to murder to get them all.
A good book is to
Let's
die
just
for.
say before we started looking into that group, I had both my eyes.
Well, you've still got one. That's good.
And there's magics and stuff that can grow eyes back. So
Indeed.
that my brother had to do that a couple of years ago. Got into some kind of fight. I don't remember.
She raises it and you just see it. There's like nothing there. It's like, yeah, kind of needs something to regrow.
Well, I think you look pretty cool with the eye patch thing. You're pulling it off.
Oh, thank you.
You look like you
So-
can protect us.
Right? There's something about an eye patch that just makes people look like they're more competent at
Mhm.
doing things. I don't really know why.
Well, you would think it'd be the
'Cause-
opposite.
I mean, that's
Right,
part
'cause
of
they
Anthony
lost their
Fury's
eye.
whole shtick.
That's true, yeah.
True.
There's 3 people sitting around the table, all let out like a subtle groan at the mention of this name.
Not fans of Mr. Fury, Sir Fury, Lord Fury.
No, not fans at all.
Is he going to be the secret bad guy to this whole thing?
Well, he's probably not a fan of us currently.
He's not bad, he's just stupid.
Pompous, overzealous, the showman without much behind the mask.
Poland just like tucks the signed Anthony Fury poster that he has in his bag like deeper into his bag.
Oh, he's
Right. What a jackass.
Nice to look at, though.
kind of to change the topic goes. So what was stopping my forward from working? No, let's just change topic here and
Some rocks in the way of the lava flow.
Right.
you move some rocks.
There were some very large ones.
There were some fire snakes down there too. They sort of
Oh, yep.
There's a bunch.
know
Also,
about that.
I mean, it was like a magic rock though, so
no,
it wasn't just
regular
nothing.
rock. It was just
No,
glowing.
I
just regular
looked at
rocks.
them again, and turns out it was just sort of the residual fire energy from the exploding lava men that exploded and almost killed Volin when we heroically defeated them. Yeah, no magic rocks, just regular ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Sorry, I should have communicated that better.
Celeste one eye squints and looks straight at Avelios.
Oh, Avelios, by the way. Sorry, you said your name, but we didn't introduce ourselves.
Right. That was so rude of me. I'm Folin.
I'm Saul.
Curiosity.
So when we go into this undead town, this
Like, hold on.
Indeed.
like undead burg, this lower or upper undead burg, I'm not really sure right, the elevation.
So, Avelios,
Yeah,
you seem magically inclined.
I am. Yep.
You say this rock was magic and then you change it to not being magic?
I didn't say that. That was.
Yes, you did.
I had been told it was magic. Apparently, whoever told me that was mistaken.
Well, you see, the rock was like glowing when we first saw it because it was like heated up by the fires, and then curiosity does her thing. Magic identified it. Turned out it was just in the
Nothing.
way.
Never be too careful, though. I wish I had a magic rock.
You see the look like they're judging you right now. And it feels like, well, it's a bit late to travel now. How about we just spend the night here? And then, we just leave in the morning.
Sounds like a good plan, though. Am I misremembering things, or was there also the possibility of Mr. Karnan here helping for just some cursory equipment to help with our upcoming quest?
Finn looked at Connor and be like, did you promise this? Like, because that's all you, man. Like, if you promise this, Connor's just, what do you need?
It's a good question. What does... I don't know if Saul needs anything.
I don't know.
I
First
need
and foremost, do you have any
arrow.
ice? Burned my hand. It's very uncomfortable.
Celeste will go in, pull your hand down. You'll notice that she uses her holy symbol, which is most likely a cleric. And Avelis, do you still have hold of this rock?
I guess no one took it from me.
Boy, we got to start taking things away from you.
And whereabouts is it on you at this moment?
Jacket pocket, like inside jacket pocket.
Because
Classy.
as Curiosity's getting her hand healed, Celeste has not moved her eye from that part. She's just staring at it.
Oh. Thank you.
Oh, I probably could have done that. Sorry, we just got so caught up in
It's all right.
getting out of there.
Next time. So, worshipper of some god or other. Which one? Religion is fascinating to me.
Oh. Probably should look up the gods first, hey?
I named my character. I literally named my character Curiosity. And Barry's like, oh, she's not going to ask questions.
I just like walk over to the edge, over where there's equipment. I'm just gonna take this one arrow if nobody needs it for anything. One of mine got burned up down there. That's all I need though.
Yeah, you can have the arrow.
Do you have any rope?
All right.
Yeah, you can have some rope,
This Rope made in a forge.
So, yeah. Here's the thing.
Forge
We,
rope.
It's probably got
we
rope, right?
negotiated for stuff, and then none of you guys needed anything.
I don't use weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I need.
I mean, unless
I'd like
you
to see a
have
catalog for whatever else I could
Yeah, unless you've a
requisition.
preponderance of magical items or something. I suppose I could carry another knife. Would 2 knives be better? Knife experts. Folan,
I mean,
how
I
many
have 2
knives do you
knives.
have?
I have 3, and I do have like 3 daggers, like holstered.
Oh yes, it's in your portrait
my
right
chest.
here. I should have looked. Do you find that 3 is the best number of knives?
I have liked having 3 because you get the one that you can throw, and then you get one for each hand. And if you drop one, you've got an extra. I find if I ever drop more than one, I probably should just run. So it's a good sort of measure of how things are going.
I would like 2 knives, please, and perhaps a pair of gloves. Because I've burned my hand today, I did not like it, so I would like to not do it again. That's
2
all.
knives, a pair of gloves, some rope,
Hmm.
1 arrow.
I'm gonna pull out the equipment section of the player's handbook real
Hey,
quick.
you guys
just to
want to
see.
get, like, those of you who don't have them, like a sleeping bag or some shit? You think this guy has one in his closet you can take?
We have a tent now, don't we?
Yeah.
Just like take some shit.
I mean, the only thing I can, again, I'm also pulling up the equipment section, but I mean, maybe some caltrops that I could just take and just sprinkle on people as I'm flying over them.
That could be fun.
Okay. When you say knives, do you mean daggers?
Yes.
Just clarifying, because I had someone who wanted daggers the other day. They asked for knives. I gave them knives. They weren't happy.
They got like cutlery.
Yeah. They're vastly different.
Yes.
You know what?
Okay.
Is there a church nearby? Because if we're going to be going against undead, maybe some holy water.
I thought that's what Celeste was for.
Fair point. Can you make holy water?
For honest people, I can.
That seems like a weird distinction.
All right, we play some sort of game. Do we know any gods of judgment or law or anything like
Oh,
that?
that's
It's
right.
like a
You
guessing
were
game.
after. You're after me, aren't you? Let's go with
I'm loving it.
Caliber,
I don't know who that
God
is.
of law and life.
Oh, good. Oh, nice. I mean, I suppose we can.
One second, I'll be right back.
We can just find a temple on our own.
Right?
Or we could just tell the truth.
I'm sensing some passive aggression here. I don't know
Some
you,
unresolved issues.
so I don't know why.
Well, when someone casts, when someone can detect magic and you sort of jumped at the implication that the rock was magic and then not magic. You seem like a smart lady, Curiosity.
Extremely. Which is how I know that
that wouldn't make a mistake of a rock being magical and not. And the person which told of Aeos they were mistaken and it's not magical. You don't seem like the kind of person who would make a mistake.
Oh, I mean, everyone makes mistakes. I pride myself on being intelligent, which is how I know that I don't work for you, nor do I know you, and I didn't invite you along on this trip. So if you'd like to continue to be rude, that's fine. Otherwise, we can just go.
Okay. How much holy water do you want?
How many undead are in this town? You said overrun. Is this a big town? Like,
Similar to this size. Amberwell's got. It's not one of those small little 5-shack towns. It's a couple.
It's at least a 10-shack town.
Yeah, at least a 10-shack town.
and how many zombies per capita are we talking about here? It's the population density of the undead in this
There's
upper
a fair
lower
few.
undead burg.
There's a fair few. Your job's going to be getting to the source and stopping of whatever's creating these things.
Okay.
And the three of us, as Celeste gestures to Finn and Kanan, we'll try and just work our way through them. You guys can try and find a way quickly through them to the source. You deal with that. We'll deal with the main bulk, and between us, we should be able to clear it out quite easily.
Okay, so we say about like 5 vials, 10. I'm looking to the others. Like I don't really know what an appropriate amount of holy water would be for that sort of situation.
Don't know. How good is your aim?
How good is my aim with a fly? I assume that's a strength throw. Or no.
Dex.
Would it be Dex? Oh, very good.
No. A few for each.
All right.
Yeah, just like 2 a person, I'd be fine with.
I don't know that I need any holy water. And he flexes and then like points fingers and is gonna shoot some radiant bolts just at like a spot in the rafters.
And the house catches on fire. And
No, it's radiant damage, not fire damage.
Well done.
It's
an undead house.
Oh dang!
Oh man, we're living inside a mimic. Okay, 6 vials. Okay. So we're out on the table. There are 2 daggers, some rope, 1 arrow, 2 health potions, and 6 vials of holy water.
Can I get a
And some-
grappling hook?
A grappling hook and a bag of caltrops.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Is this all you needed?
I mean, I guess the question is, how reusable is a bag of caltrops going to be, or should I get a few?
You gonna go pick them all back up?
Depends on the circumstances.
Bag caltrops and a magnet.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
How do they work?
I
Magic.
don't know what this,
Magic.
magnet word is.
What about a lodestone? Do you know them? It's just another word for magnets.
I mean, they have compasses, right?
Alex
We should be able
explaining
to
his
figure
joke.
it out.
Just another word for magnet.
Carter was just gonna reach in and grab a stone and be like, a lodestone.
Well, see,
And
easy enough.
2 more bags of caltrops just because he's looked at you and he's like, he's gonna need more.
But also now I'm just imagining the lodestone on the end of the quarterstaff, and then it's just a theater magnet room
Yes.
picking up all the
It's
screws.
a basic stone he put down.
Well, see, I am very much looking forward to working with you.
Hey. Well, I'll get dinner started. You guys can relax. Enjoy your meal. And then we can rest early and get up, crack of dawn and on our way.
Sounds like a plan. What's for dinner?
Chicken.
What's the sides with that?
Well, we have some pumpkins, some potatoes, some sweet potatoes, some carrots, like a big roast meal. You ever had chicken cooked in lava before? It's quite difficult.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Is it like deep frying a whole chicken?
It's like difficult to eat or difficult to make? Because
Both.
I'm imagining both.
It never actually touches it. We kind of just swing it over the top like 10 feet above. Just
The first
you
Dutch
got to
oven.
spin it as well. It's kind of like glass blowing. You got to keep spinning it and then moving it across.
It's just the worst way to make rotisserie chicken possible. It's so complicated.
Why would you do this?
They have the lava. They gotta use it.
Just light a fire.
I just imagine they throw like a couple of live chickens down there, and then whichever one actually makes it back up should be cooked just the right amount.
Only the strongest chickens survive.
And it's only worthy of being consumed. We only eat the best here.
Oh man.
Look,
Well,
I
thank
didn't
you
say
very
they
much.
were smart with their cooking, okay? It's he has a forge and that's it. He doesn't have a kitchen.
Simple man with simple
But
taste.
he can
I'm down.
make like a campfire.
That involves doing work. This is just he could also probably just breathe on the chicken and cook it himself, but
Oh, I
So
forgot
he
he's a
puts like the
dragonborn.
chicken in the oven that like melts the metal.
that's what makes this metal so good.
It's iron enriched chicken.
It's
Finger licking
just
good.
like little pieces of iron sticking out of it.
Oh god. This
Listen,
is
You
like
guys
college.
cook
I mean,
your own meal.
We've insulted this man enough.
yeah. I help him cook his terrible meal.
I want to watch him cook this. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna creepily watch just that person who's just gonna watch you cook like they're 10 feet away.
Judging
I'm not
you,
doing
everything you
anything
should
else.
do.
Yeah.
But no, this chicken doesn't touch anything in there. It's just the heat coming off of it. It comes out golden brown. Like you can tell he's done this a lot and he's got it mastered. Like he's doing that one-handed, cutting veggies with the other one. That's in like a metal baking tray. Quickly put in, pulled out, cooked quite quickly. Kind of raw in the middle because the outside was getting a bit burnt, but
It's just like the ultimate like bachelor using a microwave to cook everything.
Jesus.
yeah. You get pretty good at using a microwave to cook food, which shouldn't be cooked in a microwave, and that's all you have. Like he got good at
Monsters.
using a forge.
The man could at least get like a George Foreman or something.
You could probably make one, but that involves
That would be
Just-
better. Just heat up 2 pieces of metal and then put the chicken in between and just like a big chicken panini.
A panini press. I was so worried for this
Why
man's
did you
health.
tell me after we cooked all this food?
All right, are we getting a long rest out of this?
Yeah, it's a full night. It depends how much of the night you spend up telling him how to cook food.
I'm in a good portion of it. I only have to sleep 4 hours, so the rest of it's telling him how to cook.
And he's just, yep. Yep. Checks the time. Yep.
Okay, actually, a question though. I don't remember if we said that in character that Curiosity and Saul told the others that we heard that Finn said he trapped us.
We didn't.
Yeah, so I
We
think
should.
yeah, we should have that conversation and be like, well, obviously figure out if we're gonna confront Finn about it or not. But
Secret meeting.
mhm.
All right, are we coming in on this after you had just told us?
I think so. I was debating if there was going to be the pre-conversation of do we tell Folan
Oh,
and
yeah, you guys-
Velios? Because
Yeah, what do you think?
No, you just take the piece of metal and put it up to the thing.
Well, I do. I'm wondering if either of them is going to be impulsive enough to just go for Finn right off if they find out.
I don't get that impression from Folin. And Ivelios, I'm less worried about him sort of stabbing anyone, and more about him just immediately saying out loud everything we've told him. That maybe we just preface up front, don't tell anyone. We also, I would very much like to get the stone from him immediately. I want to know what's in it. But I do sort of
Seems like
feel
it's
bad
useful rock.
lying, but I don't know this person, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned that if I don't want to lie, I just keep my mouth shut.
I suppose we should tell them.
Yes. Hey, Folan, stop telling him how to cook for like 2 seconds. We gotta talk. You two are
Strategy
Velios.
meeting.
Just leave it on there for just like 5 minutes and then take it off and you'll be good. All right. All
right.
What's up?
So, we may be in a bit of a pickle.
When Finn dropped us off outside of Carathor, is that the city? Hiding my sheet. Oh, I'm so zoomed out. Yeah.
When he kicked us out
Carathor.
of his wagon.
Yes, we overheard him saying to himself, did he trap the right people?
So we think he set this whole thing up. In the city, the assassination, the, being trapped in the cave, all that. Ivelios, damn it, we said this and I immediately forgot. You are not to tell anyone that we have had this conversation.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
So we don't want Finn to know that we're on to him.
No.
Not yet, at
Okay.
least.
Not at all.
So what's our plan?
That's what
Right.
we're figuring out.
Kill him in his sleep?
That's an option.
Well,
It
might
is
need
technically an option, yes.
Explore all the options.
Why? I just
Because it does also raise the question, if he is also the person who looks like your young friend, he
Right.
knows about you.
yeah. So it was like targeted towards me.
Yeah, he scouted you.
And I mean, possibly the rest of us. Who knows? Maybe he pulled strings and got us grouped together.
Yeah,
for
well,
the
we
job.
were
I hadn't
also
even thought about that.
almost quite literally headhunted, so
Hmm.
I
So it
hate
does
it.
all
when-
that, traps us down there for the purpose of framing us for an assassination attempt that wasn't happening,
So he can convince
so he can
us
use
to start
us
a guild?
to.
And
So I
he's
don't-
there to like endear himself to us by saving us from being arrested.
So I'm less on board with starting a guild with him now.
I imagine so.
But it does also still seem to be one of the best ways out of our situation, unfortunately.
Well, I think we use him in the same way he's using us. We use each other until we're no longer getting the benefit, right? So once we've gotten to the point where we have our money, we can pay off our fines or whatever, so we're not wanted fugitives, then we can ask him about it, right? And then do the Evelios thing if we don't like the answer.
Kill him in his sleep?
Yeah,
Okay, just making sure.
like I said, still on the table.
Oh.
I also just want to clarify, we have been keeping an eye out to make sure none of the other three are
Yeah.
eavesdropping.
I'm
It's
gonna
not just
kill him in his
lurking.
Yeah,
Hey, you!
I was about to ask, how loud is Avelios being? 'Cause everyone else seems to be trying to hush, and he's like,
We've taken
so we're
him
gonna kill him
outside.
in his sleep.
Yeah,
We went
I think curiosity is
outside,
probably
like-
smart enough to lead him outside, knowing
I'm
how
talking
loud
like
he
as
is.
soft as I can. It's kind of more like, okay, so like We're gonna.
So you
we
are
kill him in his
whispering.
sleep then. As best as I can.
Listen, he's a little obtuse, but the man probably knows how to plan an assassination at the very least.
I mean, isn't that nobility 101?
Yeah.
I've heard of assassinations. I've never been
Oh,
a part
good.
of
You
an
know-
assassination.
Well, you know the word assassination. That's a
I
start.
love
the-
assassinations. I'd love to be part of one someday.
I'm the middle child. There's no responsibilities for me.
So yes, we just hadn't had a good opportunity to tell you both.
Right. Thank you for sharing.
Seems like you could have told us on that walk. Right
Yes,
after
but we
you
were also
heard it.
still just meeting each other and getting to know each other. But now, after a few days, seems like
Whoa.
we're in this together for the long haul.
You have to keep your best
Especially
cards
since
close to your chest.
apparently any of us could just be Finn in disguise, right?
Oh shit.
I mean, unless he can be at two places at once, anyone we've met while he's in the room, we're reasonably certain he is not that person.
I mean, I'm sort of convinced he's like a minor trickster deity of some sort, and I haven't been proven wrong yet.
I mean, that seems like an extreme thing. Like,
No.
in the simplest answer is just that he's good at illusion magic.
Doesn't Finn's whole thing sort of seem a bit extreme?
Right? Like, there were probably easier ways to hire somebody for this problem that he has than framing them for an attempted assassination.
But now we know what sort of person we're dealing with.
A maniac.
I mean,
Morally.
he does. We're kind of like, we got no choices, right? Because, like, without help, we're just on our own, wanted for attempting to assassinate royalty.
Right.
Yep.
Which
Right.
is why we don't say anything.
Right. We'll keep this between us, get what we need out of him, and then stab him in the back.
I still am not really on board with that part.
That's fine. We can. That's like, we got options
mean-
there, right?
If he turns out to be a stand-up guy and we're not too worried about our own safety, I say let him be. But if we think we're in trouble, yeah, kill him in his sleep.
Or if
That's-
stabbing in the back is distasteful, the front or the side is also an option. People are multifaceted and have many ways to stab or punch. The things I have learned in my years in travels.
There's also the question of Celeste and the stone.
Right. She seems to know something. I mean, like, immediately. Didn't even have to, like, make a deception check or anything. She just, like, knew right away.
And I think she knows Aeos might be holding on to it.
I say we give it to her.
Why?
Tell her what's going on.
Do we even
She
know
doesn't
that
seem to
wants
trust
it?
Finn. Well,
She may
we
let
just
us
endear
keep it.
ourselves to her. I don't know if she wants it or not, but she's wanting to help us. We need to make friends in our situation.
Well, she's not wanting to help us. It seems as though she's been brought on board or hired to help us. I don't know her, so I don't trust her. And if she associates with Finn, do you trust her?
She doesn't seem to like him much, though. So we might be able to use that.
I suppose we could pitch it in the way of we didn't want to
We didn't want
mention
Finn
the
to
stone
know.
in front of Finn. Now, she already doesn't
Which is
like me very
technically-
much.
That's sort of where I thought you were going anyway, with not telling him.
I
So
don't trust any of them as far as I can throw them.
Yeah, no, I can do that. I'm pretty good at lying.
Are you now?
Yeah.
But I suppose it might not be a bad idea to get her on our side.
And even if she's not really on our side, she, if she thinks we trust her more than anyone else that's going on like anyone else, that's a situation we're controlling and have advantage over. Right? If she already knows we have it, we might as well just give it to her and be like, oh, we just only trusted you, so here you go.
She is a holy woman,
Well-
and they are supposed to have some sort of moral code.
Right? If she's getting her
Supposed to,
powers
being
from-
the key word.
If her powers are coming from like a good deity, then maybe she's a good person.
Well, law is not always good, but
Yeah, what was her god again? Because I don't
Never
remember.
got it.
He said
Or
it.
no.
I thought
he
he said
did. I just don't
Kellenbor.
remember the name. Was it Kellenbor?
I thought he did, but I don't. I
Yeah,
might
God
be
of
misremembering.
law and light and all of that, which law doesn't equate to justice or being right, but
Caliber. Never mind. The god of large firearms. Which works because you also said it was like a god of fire and stuff. So like large firearms, you know, it's
I
twofold.
mean,
the
these
heaven must have an
firearms-
immense
Pew!
soul caliber.
Oh, boo. All right. Well, maybe we find a time tomorrow when we're traveling, get her alone and level with her, see what she says.
Ugh. I suppose that means I must apologize for being rude.
I mean, I think you just say that you let her know that she was a new factor and we were still trying to figure out what was going on. We have clearly had an interesting time with her associate Finn, and we are, trust is a commodity that is in high demand and short supply.
Right.
I suppose. I don't suppose she's ever really going to like me, but the church doesn't, generally.
Smash cut to you guys being best friends tomorrow after we tell her the truth.
And then we fell in love.
Throughout this conversation, from inside, you hear metal being banged out. Finn screaming out, "Why are you throwing that chicken?" Oh, fuck, it was almost done. And then you hear the cheer of Carden. And he's like, "It's cooking!" When you walk in, you see he's got a full chicken, nothing else, just pressed down like it's not looking good. It's just squished. Didn't debone it. It's like, and normally with the larvae, he doesn't have to depuck it either because all the feathers just burn off from the heat. So it's terrible right now.
I'm no longer
Oh.
hungry.
Oh no, we made it worse.
We?
And he looks so happy as you walk in. He's like, "Yeah."
You're on the right track. Let's talk about food preparation first. Some mise en place that we're going to get into before.
Why would you
Yeah,
not have
actually.
talked about the preparation first?
You literally
Thought
saw
it
him
was
stick a
self-explanatory.
chicken on a fork and twist above the larva. It gets done next time quite well, okay? Just have a wonderful meal, not cooked over lava. He has some bread, so you make the panini properly. Put some cheese on it. Yes. Avocado, it's actually a pretty good. How well do you remember stuff which you read? Curiosity, would you say, character-wise?
Really well.
Really well.
Probably. She's a copious notes taker.
Okay. How often
So-
would you have read that journal?
Probably several times over.
You
If they were gonna give it up.
would remember the second passage in that journal.
Which,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
listeners at home, Celeste believes she has found some more information about this mystery group. Apparently, they were known as Knights of the.
So about that mystery group, Celeste. Just kidding. I don't do that.
Aeos, your voice sounds different.
Would kind of explain how she knew about the journal. considering she's mentioned in the journal. You did find out what the nights were. Oh, no, you didn't.
No.
I saw, because I've got the notes underneath a handout thing, and I put ... and I thought it just wasn't long enough to show. And I'm like, oh, they know what it is.
I'm assuming it's Knights of the Old Republic, but that's just my guess going into this.
Yeah, Darth
Wait,
Raven's
cuts off.
actually going to come back and she's going to...
Just makes me think of
No.
Castle. Monty Python.
Okay.
Nice to see. Okay, any other conversation you guys want to have tonight?
Nope.
I'm good.
Okay. Everyone has meals, a lot of laughs, kind of breaks the ice a bit. You get to know everyone a little bit more. It's not so formal, bit laid back. After you pass 3 days of being framed for assassination, attacked while you're trying to sleep, not knowing if you can trust the rogue and the druid, being hit by a fire snake, finally got the chicken cooked properly.
Curiosity yelling at you that one time.
For interrupting her identifying spell. You guys have some drinks and nice little sleep. The next day, sandwiches are made, so you don't have to stop for lunch. You got the cart now, the little carriage thing, and off we go.
Do we all have, or do 3 of us have 2 vials of holy water?
Yep.
Okay.
Then should we just get like a party inventory handout for keeping track of like the healing potions? Or do we want to actually specifically divvy those out now?
How many were there? 2?
2.
I mean, I think we can probably just divvy those out. My vote was going to be for the squishy people to hold on to them, but
I'm also thinking, I mean, that would be good, but also if I maybe hold on to one, because
yeah, as a frontliner,
fast.
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay.
So maybe Curiosity and, well, because Zevelius can heal himself,
Mm-hmm.
and I can heal myself a little bit.
Okay.
So
Are there
Yeah.
2 potions of healing listed in the SRD? Like
For fun.
yeah.
Okie dokie, everyone. Let's see, how far does this travel? It's looking like it's 2 days by a horse and car, the little carriage thing. So at the little turn-off part to Freeval or Riverwood is roughly where you'll be setting up camp the first night. Nothing exciting really happens. It's just a casual cart ride. Everyone's a bit close, so I don't think you've got the chance to really talk to Celeste.
We'll wait till we set up camp. And then
Yeah, so sandwiches were done. Kind of did provide. He did bring some chickens with him and his little metal thing. Like that's all he's going to be eating now. So you don't need to hunt for dinner. He's got that provided.
I love our new blacksmith, Dad.
Most of the trip, he's just been talking to Poland, like trying to find out exactly if there's any other ways he could make it better.
I'm best friends with this guy by the end of it. I love Karnan. He's my new favorite. I'm not even mad that he's edgier than I am.
Our edgy dad made us sandwiches for our car trip, and I love him.
He teaches you how to be edgier.
Goth dad,
Yes.
goth son.
Yeah.
An unbreakable bond
He'll teach you edginess.
between an
And be
emo
like-
dad and his emo son.
And he's like, my real son just left to go travel the world, doesn't even message.
I never knew my dad. You can. He's my new father.
Eyes tearing up. And it's like, you can cook dinner tonight. I trust you with the holy panini maker.
Thank God. That was the con the whole time, was just to get him to let Folan cook.
Yeah, get him to let me cook. Oh.
He's thinking, we could even do this with other meats, couldn't we? Like, the whole world's just opening up. It's like, I think I may give up being a blacksmith and become.
Opens up a sandwich shop, panini shop.
He's not going to do that. He's not that good of a cook. You saw his first attempt with the chicken. He doesn't understand food prep.
Just takes practice. He'll get there. I'm gonna help him. My goth dad and me.
Yeah, even though he's probably only like 54, so you're so much older than.
Yeah, I am older than him by a lot.
Not emotionally.
Emotionally, not though.
You young whippersnapper. Kids these days. Yeah, setting up camp. Anyone helping with the tent setting up?
I will. I can hold things.
Saul has a good survival. He probably knows how to set up tents, even though he never uses one himself.
Okay, so everyone does something around the camp except for Aeos. Is that what I've gathered?
Yep.
This isn't glamping. Avelia probably sets up his bed in the carriage.
Yeah. I fell asleep on the carriage ride and no one woke me up.
No, we just left you asleep, dog.
On purpose. It's quiet. I can get more done. Okay. Did you just want to have that chat with Celeste?
Yeah,
Or was that not happening?
Oh, wake up, Avelios. Dinner soon?
So are the paninis almost ready?
Almost. We have a bit of business to take care of.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can do that. All right. I'll get out and look for Celeste.
Wait, are we all part of this conversation? Are we all going? We're just gonna ambush her?
I will stay out of the conversation to maintain focus on the panini making, if that helps.
Because I'm gonna go.
Saul will probably work to continue setting up camp, trying to also. I don't know if Finn would be the kind to take orders of go get some firewood, or if he was probably kicking his feet up more than Avelios would.
Well, three of yous know Finn, okay?
Yeah.
Saul would probably be trying to run interference on Finn.
Saul's just trying to boss him around. I love it.
Yes. And Finn would just be like, why don't you show me how to collect the firewood properly? I think I'm doing it wrong, and he's purposely doing it wrong. So it frustrates you so much that you take over.
Every man.
Trying to figure out how long Saul would do that for. I mean, it would probably just be like putting the sticks, taking your. It would be. It's like the SpongeBob of firmly grasp it.
So that's going to take a while because you're trying to delay him and he's trying to make you do it. So however long you need him distracted for, it's like you both think you're getting one over the other person, but you're both suffering for it.
Incredible.
And Celeste is just sitting down by the campfire. Because I'm assuming you probably made two campfires, one big one for all the cooking, because Carden's like, we need more fire. And Fallon's probably saying, no, you don't need heaps of fire to cook this. And he's like, but the more fire, the more cooking can get done.
No lava in the woods.
So he's made like a big long trench fire. So you can just and there's just your normal little campfire.
Celeste, might we have a
Sure.
word?
Sure, just sit down, you know. She folds up her book.
A quiet word.
Looks at, takes in the surrounding, and ignores the cooking situation because that's just cooking, and then sees Sol and Finn and is like, okay, yep, and walks the direction away from Finn.
So we decided that, we got to trust somebody. And so we decided to trust you with this. And I'm going to reach in and pull out the thing that was stopping the lava. This was what it was. It was magic.
Her eye lights up. And she wants to reach out and grab it and look at it, but doesn't want to snatch it. As you can see, she really wants to.
Oh,
how interesting.
I'll look over at Curiosity, and kind of slowly move it towards. Is this what we're doing?
I'm just gonna let him.
All right. Hand it to her.
I apologize for my tack before.
There's no need to apologize. I was a bit abrupt myself. Finn does that to me sometimes.
I can only imagine, which is why we're having this conversation now. Do you know what this is?
I've heard rumors. And she's again, and she said, oh, it's cracked. And then she looks around. She walks off to go sit down on a log and all that. She's like, come sit down, It looks us if we're all just standing up in a little group huddled,
Just whispering and looking over our shoulder.
Yeah, looking over everyone. So we'll just sit here and pretend to be casual. I've heard rumors of these. During my research, there are some artifacts around the world that are more powerful than others. Your magical items. Then there's the ones which can change over time. I'm feeling this may be one of them. But with it being cracked, I think it's missing something. And before you realize, she's just smashed it against the rock next to her. And it's just shattered the whole thing.
Okay.
And amongst the debris, there is a ring. She clears the rest of the broken gem, rock, stone. Gem's really rocks. Yeah. The stuff which is useless right now, she clears that up. She's like, this here is what's really providing you power. Crystal kind of amplified it a little bit, but also restricted it from hitting its full potential.
I told you there was something inside.
Oh,
So
it did. Yeah.
She'll hand it back to you.
Sweet. Put it on.
Wait.
It's already on. It's where rings go.
What is the name of your god again? Because I find the longer I travel with these people, the more I need someone to pray to.
Caliber.
Wonderful.
I think I remember my parents tried to teach me a lot about the gods. I don't really remember. What was that? What's your god up for again? What do they do?
Law and light?
Yes.
Justice and all that?
Oh, okay. Huh. I wonder, are they a good god? Like they're like all about good stuff?
Well, that's sort of a relative question. Is your hand like on fire or burning off, or is your finger sort of necrotizing or anything? Can we just...
Feels good. I feel like if I wasn't supposed to do it, I wouldn't have been able to. So
That's a interesting way to look at the things you do.
There's no way if Aeos lives through this campaign. If he does, I call bullshit.
How are you alive?
Good and evil is very murky, you know.
Thank you.
What people perceive as good, others may perceive as evil, and vice versa. It's all. There's nothing set in stone, really.
Except for a ring.
Maybe your finger.
So,
no, that really wasn't set in stone because we kind of got rid of it.
So what is the ring? Do you know?
Not 100%. I just know that it has the power to grow. Well, I want to say the power to grow in power, but it has the ability to grow in power.
Okay.
Haven't really found out how or what brings this on. I just know that it's not an ordinary item.
So you think the ring grew the rock around it, or did someone make the rock to amplify the ring?
All my information which I have found in my time trying to research this, it's always been mentioned inside of a stone. Whether it formed the stone or someone put it in there, I haven't managed to find that far back of its origin.
And is this done by the the Knights of
Knights of the Sacred Flame?
Oh yeah, those ones. Yeah.
Yeah, you did say that name at some point, but I can't remember if it was in character or out of
I
character.
don't remember.
I believe Finn explained that it was his way of getting the journal off you or the map off you. You have to exchange and explain some stuff.
Yep, it's written at the top of my notes. Yep.
So you've been researching them, yes?
Yes,
These nights.
there was a group of us. Finn, Victor, Adrian, looks over and goes, Carden, if you believe it, and myself.
So, can I make the assumption that Adrian's the one keeping this journal that you're so interested in? That we found?
If you have this journal, did you?
I mean, it's definitely Adrian because Victor's named in the journal.
Yes, that is
So
what I was alluding to. We found it.
Yes.
Finn has it.
That's cool. Finn's actually a good guy. He has a weird way of going about things. He likes making things more complicated than they need to be in most cases.
You don't say.
But if Finn has it, I guess that means Adrian's dead.
Yes.
we did find it on a dead guy, so probably.
Okay. You don't mince words, do you? Just
No, I mean, what's the point? You already suspected.
well, thank you for finding him, I guess. I told him to stop looking into it. As far as I knew, everyone had except for Finn.
Seems like that was probably some good advice.
But hey, we all are. Well, most of us. And you found you found the ring, which, yay. Whether or not that means anything, who knows?
So no, other than grows in power, no idea what this thing does.
she'll take some time to. She won't do it as a ritual. She'll just identify a spell, so it doesn't take too long. And it's like it's just right now. It's just pretty much a ring of fire resistance.
Explains lava.
Yes.
Okay.
I do apologize for Finn. It just caused you any complications with your life.
That's certainly one way of putting it.
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot. I mean, my life's a lot more complicated now than before. So
Yeah, you know, being a fugitive will do that.
yeah, I've never been wanted for trying to assassinate a princess. So this is going to be an adventure for sure. But I set out for an adventure.
You wanted for assassinating a princess.
Well, no.
Attempted assassination of a princess.
That we did not plan nor intend to commit, nor did we know anything about it. It's a very long story.
I'm gonna kill it.
You think Finn had something to do with that?
Why? He has to know there's better ways to get people to help.
But he saved us from it. Why would he do that if he was going to just save us from it right after?
Because it makes him seem like a hero.
I mean, he had us going. So.
No offense about this, but I think anyone could have you going.
Really? Because, you know, I always thought I was pretty good at this kind of stuff.
I mean it in the nicest way. You're a nice person.
I appreciate that.
We should probably see if this panini's done. Oh, now we're just going to be eating paninis for the rest of life while we're camping now.
I mean, it is probably the best form of sandwich.
Well, it's better than his lava chicken.
Thank Folan for that.
Mm.
The only one of us who knows how to cook.
I haven't eaten a lot of sandwiches, so I'll say they're pretty good, you know.
What? You know, I'm not going... This one time, I'm not going to ask.
Not in mine. I think we just let it. Let it be.
I'm disappointed there's no wine or dessert. You would at least want, you know, a second course, because it's not, these sandwiches are not a lot of food. But anyways, I'm getting away from myself here.
Aeos, over dinner, I would love for you to tell me more about sort of what your life was like before now.
I think we could guess.
You know, it's
pampered.
A lot of talking, a lot of schooling, some kind of prophecies and stuff I gotta fulfill. But that's not here or there.
Now, when you said there was some sort of like prophecy involving wings or something like that, were you not joking?
No, there's apparently a lot of prophecies. I don't know any of them.
You don't know any of them?
It's a lot of pressure, you know, and I just wasn't into that. Like I said, I don't like school. I'm not a nerd, so.
Well, if you remember any of them, I'd love to know about them.
I'm not gonna. I hated that kind of responsibility. So.
I think Curiosity's trying so hard, and she's just looking at Celeste like, help me.
I have Finn, you have Aeos.
Well, Aeos hasn't tried to frame me for an assassination yet.
I would never do that. Yeah. I'm pretty straightforward with my stuff, so if I needed you dead, I'd just kill you.
And that is what we like about you.
I think I hear him calling for food, and Celeste
Indeed.
Get up and What's that, Conan? You need my help.
I should go check on them.
Now there should be minimal bone shards in this one. I was able to get most out before he closed the press, so just be as careful as you can.
I think Bolin and Saul, just in curiosity, coming away from this conversation, like, aged 10 years.
Meanwhile, I think Saul has attempted to put Finn in a grapple to make sure the firewood stays in his hands.
God, it's just a disaster at this campsite right now.
Hello.
Oh my
Bolin,
God.
are things going well over here?
Yeah, they're going about as well as you might expect. Cardin's doing a fantastic job learning how to prepare meals. So everything go all right with you?
I just need to speak to someone who wasn't a Aeos for like a moment.
Oh, all right, that's fair.
You kind of go, so not the full chicken each sandwich.
No, you first you do have to take the head off the chicken after you kill it.
That's the best part.
Well, save that for yourself. How about that?
Making my
and
own
then-
sandwich over here. And he's just got
It
You
all
need
the
to
bits which
fillet-
you cut off, he's just put on his. 'Cause they're all the best.
Yeah,
It
I
does
teach him how to
seem-
like fillet a chicken, and
He's got like a chicken neck, chicken feet sandwich over there.
He's
chicken
a
spine, chicken
dragonborn.
ribs.
What do you think? Nothing goes twice around.
Well, Bolin, it does seem like we are having quite similar evenings.
More similar than you might have expected.
And Finn would have got out of
We're all
that
gonna
grapple
die.
from Saul quite
Probably.
easily and be like, "No, look." So it's all in
Well,
the hits.
I
is
did
it?
roll a natural 20 for 21.
Ooh. All you hear Finn say is "fucking monks."
We have his weakness. His kryptonite is monks.
Yeah.
We all need to multi-class
We've got him.
to monk.
I mean, all he does is make sure Finn holds on to like a stick for like 5 seconds without dropping it, and then he's satisfied.
And with that, I think we'll go to break. It's break time, right? Yep.
Yep.
We'll
That
go have a
sounds
quick
good.
break, and then we'll come back. And I don't believe there's anything else you guys want to do during night camp.
No, I think we
No,
accomplished
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way.
Yep.
Go
we'll-
kill some undead, yo.
Unless you guys want to play out informing the others of what you found out, we can just say you let them know.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we just tell you everything.
I don't know if you just want to do anything fancy or not. But yeah, come back, everyone. Or else you'll have Finn frame you for attempted assassination of someone just to get you help.
Be back soon.
And welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us on our break. We will cover any further announcements as we go. We're playing D&D. Barry, take it away.
That's it. I could have done
That's
that.
it. That's all I do when we come back. Have you ever listened to me? I don't
No.
say anything. I just
Don't
go,
listen.
hey, welcome back. We're playing. Let's go.
Here's what you say. You say what I say, which is, and we're going to pick back up right where we left off.
Yeah, there you go.
But we're not, because you guys are sleeping. Is anyone keeping watch?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd be keeping watch.
I'll stick with the normal watch.
Does anyone want me to keep watch?
I'm going to help this time.
Yeah, Saul will take a turn and we'll just keep a campfire going.
Right.
So
You want
it's
some
me
of my
for first
torches,
watch.
Yeah, you can roll perception checks.
Let's see. That's the one I got a nat 20 with for grappling Finn, so it's used up its good juice. Well, that one was terrible. I got a 4 total.
Hey, me too.
19.
13.
Okay. The only thing that really happens during the night, I'm going to say Fallen and Soul were asleep when this happened, because even with, I can't think of a way where a 4 would fail seeing this. But you see a big, like, meteorite flying through the sky, and it crashes into Storm Bay. So that's just like south of Emberwell. And you think a lot of people probably would have seen it and heard that, but
Like down around there.
yeah,
Okay.
that's just a falling star. Whatever. Um,
I'm going to try and remember if there's any prophecies about me that involve a falling star.
see, what I've gathered is we have Soul's going to have 150 middle names. Fallen's going to have 150 failed attempts of joining a mercenary guild. And Avelios has just 150 prophecies about himself.
It
Is there
feels like
anything
there's been
interesting about
prophecies
Curious
I have 150 pages of notes.
Yeah.
about the other
And eventually bones that aren't
and
yours.
150 dead people following?
150 bones! Yeah, I'm just writing everything down. It's going to turn out at the end of this that Curiosity just gives up on all of her research and just writes the adventure novel for the ages.
I'm just picturing like Soul's name. It's Soul something
Saul
quick.
nimble Icaros, Saul. Reliable Icaros.
He has his own index.
Soul's middle names, chapter 15, 20 pages long. Hey, apart from that, uneventful night. Most people slept through the shooting star meteorite thing. Hit far enough away that it didn't wake people at your camp, but yeah, then get up and you head up towards Freevale. Now, as you arrive, or getting closer to Freevale, you're not actually there yet. You stop a little bit away. Miles is not really my forte in distance, so how far away is good enough for like you can easily traverse it, but it's not super close that you're in danger.
So
Yeah,
5
usually go like 20.
kilometers is 3.2 miles.
Uh,
That helps you.
Nerd!
Wasn't cross country.
Jock!
But Yeah, Aeos hates nerds. God.
Yeah.
So yeah, so how far would you guys want to stop?
I mean, I guess it depends how far outside the town do the undead spread.
They don't
Mm.
really leave the town. Like the town
Okay.
does have walls. Oh, I think I told you guys the other day. You know the town in Assassin's Creed 2, which you get.
Mhm.
It's that pretty much.
So we could like
Um,
stop a couple miles out and do some reconnaissance.
Yeah. What? If we're walking a couple miles, I mean, that's what, 20 minutes. Running, if we're in good shape, 14.
Which have you looked to us? We're all are.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Our
I got it,
characters
Con.
are.
Yeah.
oh, you can travel 30 feet in 6 seconds. You could probably get there quite fast.
I would love to know what
You could
that
also
translates to
dash.
in like how fast your average D&D character could run a mile.
You could dash as well. So there's 60 feet you can go.
But only for 3 rounds until you start getting exhaustion. So you can only dash for so long.
Somebody that's not me do some
That
math.
is 60 feet per second is 40 miles an hour, almost 41.
Jeepers
But
creepers.
That's assuming you could maintain that speed for an hour.
Well, you can travel 50 flying, right?
I'm up to
Without
60
dashing?
now because I'm a
60.
monk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can do that without dashing. You could go 80 miles an hour if you could dash the whole
So
time.
if that was dashing, then what? You're still moving at 20 miles per hour? On
80
average?
dashing.
On average on foot?
Mhm.
Hey.
That is a little insane.
Wait, you say 60 feet? Wait, how many feet per second did you say?
60
it's-
feet per second is 40
It's-
miles an hour.
It's 60
Okay.
Unless
feet per
Google's lying to me.
round. So it's
Yeah.
for 6
Okay.
seconds.
I was gonna say, are
It's
we like
like-
Dragon Ball Z fighting here?
Yes.
Still, that's like 10 feet per second.
So
If
10
it's
feet a
60
second.
feet per round. So that's 6 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Hey, almost 8
Almost
miles per
7.
hour.
That still seems very
Or
fast.
7, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's without dashing. Because that's him flying one
Yeah,
round, so you could
that-
double that.
That
That's
still
right.
seems like a very
Yeah.
fast running speed.
But still, yeah.
He's got this going. You can do a 10K fun run in under an hour.
So anyway,
We start at some distance outside this town where
I
we
was
can
gonna say,
see
like-
it, but we don't smell
so
the
saying
undead.
we stopped like a mile away
Yeah.
on like a hilltop or whatever. Saul can fly over, check out the situation. Then we make a plan.
Okie dokie. So that is your plan?
And we're expecting to go into the city today, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
before a long rest. All right.
Well, nothing's really happened since.
Just
Well,
making
My
sure.
th-
It's coming afternoon, evening. So you can either camp one more night and see what happens at nighttime, or you can.
I don't want to go into this town. I'll say it, Kara. I don't really. No, fuck. What is
Put
my
up my
voice?
screenshot of.
You're Irish.
I don't really want to go into this town once it gets dark. If there's undead and stuff out there, I think it's just going to work better if we go out during the daytime. So if it's getting dark now, maybe we do our recon and then go in the morning.
You do know that most undead don't get like magical powers at night or anything.
Well, if there are any vampires in the town, then
Oh,
I'm pretty
true.
sure I'd rather be.
Oh, if there are vampires in this town, I'm going to have to renegotiate. But also low visibility and all that.
I don't think the light is going to hurt us in this situation, right?
No, not at all. Especially if not all of us can see very well. at
That
night.
Yeah.
also true.
I was gonna say unless we're trying to sneak, because then we'd probably be more sneaky at nighttime.
What if anyone does want to sneak in? I can facilitate.
So that is
One of you.
That is a good question. I assume Finn, Celeste, and Karnan are all kind of right there for this conversation. You three
Yeah.
seem to imply that you know what is causing the undead and that you want us to
Something has to be causing it.
Okay, but you're not
Ben
sure what
replies,
exactly.
it's just not really.
Well, they don't just
They just
sprout
seem
out
to
of
keep.
nowhere.
They may.
Some sort of undead tree, sort of growing undead, like
A boneyard?
You say
mean-
that as
Like
a
a
joke.
chop
They
shop.
fought it. Some of my players have fought an undead tree before. I had that in one of my games.
yeah.
Now, an undead tree would sort of spawn other undead plant creatures. I was under the impression these are at least vaguely person-like.
You know, we have an easy way to find out. I don't imagine they're going to be able to hit a moving target too easily. I haven't encountered many undead, but from the rumors I've heard, they're kind of slow. So it's all just sort of a flyover. Send our recon drone.
No, from the sky, I imagine you'd be safe.
would-
Unless there is something in the town that's creating him. Because that's probably a person.
Well, I'm trying to think because I don't want to say that Saul could just like fly way up and have like actual bird's eye vision because that seems too OP. But how high up I could go and still get a good sense of what's what in the town.
You say OP, but then with the right items, you can look. Finn had those goggles that he could see really far up.
Oh, an idea. If we're not planning on going in tonight, I can turn you invisible.
That would be good. Does that mean I can punch ghosts?
If you punch anything while invisible, you do become visible. So that experiment is on your head.
So I got one punch. Got it.
One punch bird.
But
So it's just gonna make me like, unless you can do magical punches, it's a no.
okay, but so going back to, I guess my original question is, we do expect there to be something in there that you want us to try and sneak to. Will you, I guess, aggro the whole undead populace? That is the plan, is my understanding.
Yeah, it's more, we don't know if there's something which is going to keep producing them. So if we all just try and fight as one, it may just be a never-ending fight, and then they just keep spawning over and over, and then we eventually get tired, and then you guys will die, and I'll leave.
That sounds like not a good outcome.
So we split the forces. One group fights the potential endless horde. The other group avoids that and tries to find what could be nothing, maybe spawning them, and then eventually we'll run out and you'll pincer attack.
Either way,
Unless
it's a
one
good
of you have
strategy.
a better idea.
No, I just want to know what I should be looking for when I do my flyby.
Zero idea. All I know is that he pulls out a piece of paper. Here's the deed to this town. We get this. We just got to deal with our issue of undead. And then we have a town.
Oh,
Might
when you
look
say
for
it
an
like
easy
that-
way in for the four of us when you're flying over, though. Might be a good idea.
Yep.
Dope.
All right.
Ready?
Let's make me a sight to not see.
Touch his forehead. And I'm going to cast invisibility.
And Sol disappears.
All right. Saul will then take off. Okay, I'm going now. Bye. And we'll begin flying towards the town to scope it out.
Okay. Any particular route you're taking?
Oh, I mean, starting with just kind of directly from where we are, but then probably gonna do, a circle of the perimeter, try and figure out if there is, because you said it's all walled in, see if there is like a smaller gate or something that the four of us could try and get through.
Okay, so you see the initial gate up the front with the really tall watchtower, and then going in a clockwise direction, you notice that pretty much what you see on the image towards the back with the large manor house, the wall gets shorter on the inside, but it's still high on the outside. It looks relatively secure. Not much structural damage. Either you could grappling hook up a side and climb / get pulled up by holding onto the rope, or you could fly people up. There are ways you could get up onto the wall.
Mm-hmm.
As for inside the town, you just see movement everywhere. Like, either this town was heavily populated, or somehow they brought in more undead, or something's creating undead. But it's like, it looks just like ants to you, just constant movement.
Okay. And does it seem like there's any kind of flow, or are they all just kind of slow pinballing off each other as they just try and wander around?
Yeah, pinballing off each other. There's no direction to them. There seems to be a little bit less at the manor house.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it is down in like the main market living area. And there's a few which look like they were guardsmen up on the wall, spread around, while the rest don't seem to have any armor or weapons.
Okay, so then Saul's gonna fly over towards the manor house, see if it seems, do a flyby of the windows, see if there's anything to see inside.
A lot of the curtains stuff are closed. Flying by, can I get a perception check from you?
Yes. Let me close this thing so I can double check. That's only a 9.
A 9. There is potential movement inside, but it could just be in the curtain with the wind. And you don't hear anything over the sound of the undead shuffling and undead moaning.
All right. I think before heading back to the rest, I guess I would just go and kind of inspect the gate itself, see if I can first do it from the outside, see what it looks like there, if it's closed or not, and then if it's closed and locked, I will attempt to sneak my way in from the inside, figure out what needs to be done to get it open.
Okay, you notice this gate is closed. It is not the solid wooden doors. It is the little grate thing.
Okay.
And you can, looking around, you can see that there is a lever that would need to be pulled to have it unlocked so you can twirl it up.
Okay.
And that is up top on the wall.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think that's pretty much all the important things to check out. I think is just gonna fly back over to the manor and look to see for any entrances in there.
There are a couple of windows on that top little spot. The manor itself is U-shaped, so there's a courtyard at the back which has a statue on a little pedestal thing. There's the front door and there's a couple of side doors leading into the courtyard from the side. But you could possibly get through a window up top, or there's 3 doors. Or you can just, if you can destroy a hole somewhere, make your own entrance.
Okay. So yeah, with all that, Saul is gonna fly back to the rest of the group and let him know what he done seen. And so that's what the town is like.
Okay.
Right.
Were they mostly zombies or skeletons or like even mix?
Fleshy.
Pretty standard then.
Armored flesh on the walls, standard civilian flesh inside.
I guess were the guard zombies spread out along the wall or just focused on the front gate?
Spread out. Like you can tell like when they were changed, like they've still got in their mind what their job was. So whoever was in charge of like looking after this watchtower, they just congregate around there. So you pretty much come down. If you go over a roof, you're probably gonna have to either sneak or deal with the armored zombies somehow, which they'll probably be a stronger issue than. There's less to deal with, but they are stronger than the town.
Mm-hmm.
But the town have more, but they're not as armored.
Okay. You were gonna say something, Sean / Fallen?
I was just gonna say. So it sounds like center of the town manor house. You said you saw.
Yep. Well, towards the back of the town, but yeah, fewer zombies there. Probably something inside, but the curtains were all drawn.
So it's around the back of the town. Do you think we could sort of skirt the wall while they're bringing the forces and the zombies out to the front? Maybe climb the
Probably.
wall. And
So I do kind of turning to the others. The direct assault team. Do you think you'll be able to get the gate open, or will I need to fly in there and get it open for you and then rendezvous with the rest of the sneak group?
We've got the gate. You just tell us where you're going to go, what you need done, and we will provide a valuable distraction.
Okay, so then thinking probably makes the most sense to try and just sneak in directly behind, like where the courtyard is, far away from guard towers as far as we can get, and just direct line to the manor.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
We've got rope. You can fly up. We'll climb up. Yeah, that sounds like the best plan to me. Might still run into a couple undead or something along the way, but a lot more than if we tried to go into the front gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I buy that.
So are we doing this tonight or wait until tomorrow?
I'm still a big fan of doing this during the daytime.
Probably. Maybe
Okay.
we can do it in the early hours of the morning as the sun is
Right.
rising.
Is it wooded at all around here, around the walls anywhere? Or is it pretty open?
How far out do you want to go? Like there's obviously groups of trees. It's not as dense as like an actual forest, but there is like wooded areas because they got to get wood for their fires and everything. So there is trees.
So I mean, if this was like a real town defended by real guards and stuff, I would suggest that we sneak into pretty close to position at night and then move in real quick at the daytime. Everyone coordinates sunrises when we attack or whatever. But do we think that we need to do that with the zombies? Do we think they're too dumb to really notice?
It's probably more of a concern of whoever is creating or controlling them.
Yes.
But curiosity, you seem to know more about this kind of stuff than we do. Do you know anything about undead or how perceptive they might be?
I mean, it depends on what they are, where they came from, what they were made for, what their purpose is. So, a lot of variables, but they tend to not be the most perceptive of creatures in my experience. Still, once they lock onto something, it's sort of all they want to get to.
I like your idea, though, of Aeos. Preparing before dawn and then striking when light comes up. Better to be safe than sorry. There's no reason not to do that if we have that option.
Yeah. I think that best plan is to, again, wait for the distraction. They'll make a lot of noise and we'll be the less interesting target.
So like find a cluster of trees as close as we can to where we want to cross the wall, camp there, and then wait to hear commotion. They'll attack at first light, and then we wait for the commotion, and then we go.
That sounds like a plan to me. I don't know if any of you can make any sort of signal or anything like that.
I was going to ask the same thing.
You'll
Celeste
hear
or
it.
Finn,
I
can
mean,
you?
we do have the sending stones.
Fair enough.
That too.
That's true. Yeah, we just give out a pomegranate in the morning, and we know
Indeed.
it's time to go.
Celeste is just looking confused.
It's our code word.
And just that Connor's going, I didn't pack any pomegranates. He's looking through his food stack. It's like, I've got a grapefruit. Does that?
So yes,
Just,
I like this plan. So we'll hide and wait. I'll hold on to the sending stone at the ready, and when we hear pomegranates, in we go.
okay. If I forget to tell you to go, you'll hear a sound.
It would be very distressing if what you were doing made no sound.
Maybe we're that good, but you know.
Well, it would be a pretty terrible distraction if
Yeah.
no one was distracted by it.
It's like, so how strong did the gate look?
I mean, it was iron bars and grates and the wheel to get it up
Nobody
was up on the
needs the
wall.
wheel. Nobody needs the wheel. We'll just. And he looks at Karen and be like, looks like your first job's going to be fixing a gate. And so Karen's going to offer you the panini maker, if you would like, for tonight's dinner. Or should we have dinner first and then we split like?
Probably that.
I think we should have dinner first and then separate. That way, we can have one last meal together, and I can make sure no one gets food poisoning before the big thing tomorrow.
And then we don't have to have a campfire either.
Mm-hmm.
Smart thinking.
Poor soul. Goggles of Dawn is something you're going to keep an eye out for. Yes. So, nice meal. Carnan's not improving on his cooking.
Only been a day.
He'll get it.
But you've gathered he wants the crunchy bits for himself, so have a meal. You split off. There's like a half moon out, so you can see a little bit. So you don't need to be led by hand. You find some trees.
There's a full moon like 3 nights ago. How fast is the lunar cycle in this world?
Okay, fine. Clouds are covering part of it. I don't know. Don't make me look into lunar cycles as well. I've already got to keep an eye out for a certain Wednesday where shit's opposite. Okay, it's not every Wednesday. It's when the right criteria. It's like Friday the 13th. It doesn't always happen, but when it does, you find a nice little area a couple 100 feet out. And then, is anyone keeping watch?
Keep watch. Before sleep, though, I will kind of to everyone here. Oh, by the way, though, so the ring is fire. It's a ring of fire resistance. I just put it on kind of absentmindedly. Does anyone need or want the ring? I feel like we're about to do a big fight. We should make sure it goes to who it would best serve.
Nami?
I've become pretty well acquainted with fire at this point, so I can't imagine it getting much worse.
I mean, I feel like you're the one who can use magic to heal us, and so we should keep it with you for now, just in case there is anything that does fire in there.
I like that thought.
I don't
All
feel
right.
uneasy, so you have it.
Oh, I didn't think about that. All right, cool. Out of character, do I need to attune to this?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tune to it tonight.
This ring you will have to. And yeah, I'll keep track if you happen to complete or do anything which activates its metamorphosis.
Yeah.
I will inform you.
To the side, just out of your vision, you see a list appear with question mark, bonus objectives.
If you look into the top left of your peripheral vision, you'll see next task, attune to ring. Okay, it's a quiet night keeping watch. It's just dark. Undead don't need light. All you hear is the constant shuffling, but you don't see any aggressive movements leaving the town. And it is a relatively large drop from the back of the wall. Yes, I'd say the wall from the back, because it is a bit of a cliff, you are looking around a 30 to 40 foot with the cliff. Whether someone's really good at throwing or if Soul flies up with the grappling hook, that'll be easy to get up there. Next morning comes along.
Breaks so many things just being able to fly.
Same with winged tieflings, but you miss out on a few things, like teeth. Unless you have teeth behind your beak, then it's just weird.
Like a goose.
Big fake chompers, like. In the morning, you see light coming up. Is Curiosity actually yawning and waking up late, or? So who's up first?
I feel like Saul probably would be, because he basically went to sleep right away, and also he has a newfound affinity for the sun, and so the sunrise is a special time for him.
Okay, the soul's waking up.
Fallen was never asleep.
Oh, he did his 4 hours little mantra.
And then I did some calisthenics, and a
Some
Sudoku.
yoga.
Yeah.
I just did the old-fashioned alarm clock, so I just drank a bunch of water before I went to bed, so I'll have to wake up whenever I have to wake up.
I really is there something Yeah, no, you've got a half decent perception. You realize when you gotta go.
I was looking forward to Aeos like wetting himself in the middle of the night and having to.
Yeah,
Press the digitation. Just
would it be a survival check though? I don't know. Trying to think what kind of check it would be, but no, you know you've got to be up early. I'd say like if you had a massive night of drinking, I'd probably make you do it. But... And then curiosity, I guess, yawning. It is all packed
early.
up. And then as you have everything all packed up, just waiting, half hour passes. Leads to an hour passes. Hour 15.
Has the sun started coming up yet?
Yeah.
Are they going to do their thing?
Right, the Sunding Stone.
Breaker 19. What's your 6?
Finn.
The reply you hear is a really long yawn. It's like, what? Oh shit. They kind of failed their sleeping and they wake up early. And so 30 seconds later, you hear a loud explosion coming from the other side of town. And you've gathered that they've probably blown a hole in the front gate.
No.
All right. As it's time to start taking off, to curiosity, like just out of spell conservedness, I'm going to twin spell mage armor on myself and curiosity just to save the spell slot.
Oh.
So
nice.
And I've used one. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Well, you must teach me how to do that.
Saul has the grappling hook and plenty of rope and flies on up.
Do you need an extra grappling hook?
I mean, I assume I am using yours.
Okay.
I don't think we have any others. Just
Velios
one of
looks
my
to
legs.
hand him
It's
yours and
basically
he's
a
like,
grappling hook.
where'd my grappling? Up there. Hey,
Up we go.
as you're going up to the grappling hook, it's been about 30 seconds since the initial explosion, maybe a little bit longer, during the time it takes everyone to get over to the wall. You do see standing on top of the manor, there is a figure in a deep purple hooded cloak.
I knew it.
And then they look
What will you say?
around.
Is there smoke on the water?
There's fire in the sky as well. Then they turn around and they see you. And you only see golden eyes coming from the hood. And then they do a hand gesture and a smoky portal opens up behind them. And they just step through and it just closes suddenly.
Well,
So you
really
managed to
weird.
grappling hooks all hooked up. Who's climbing first?
I'll go.
Athletics check, please.
16.
16, you managed to climb quite easily. It's a lot easier than going over lava because you're not fearing of burning to death.
Fair.
And you got gloves on now, so no
Yes.
rope back. Who's next?
I'll go. Athletics check.
Athletics check.
Okay. 16.
16. Okay, everyone who's up on the wall, can I get a stealth check from you guys?
Is that including me now that I'm up there?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Including you now, because there's 3 of you up there and 2, like, you've got armor on.
That is 17.
21.
10.
Is that a 1?
Savannah.
Hmm?
I don't think we heard you when you said yours.
10.
10. Oh, it looked like you looked really guilty, and I'm like, is that a 1? And you just didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what are you doing with Aeos?
Should I just pull you up? Oh
I'll
wait,
try
I
and
don't.
climb it. I'll
I
try.
was
And
gonna say,
Oh god.
I don't have to yell. I have a cantrip for this. I message him. Should I just pull you up?
I'm mid climb on an 11.
He's struggling.
we
He's
start
not
pulling him up so he feels
We're
like he's
pulling
going a
him
bit
up.
faster.
while everyone else had their feet against the wall helping climb, his just feet dangling, just trying to use upper body strength only.
Not how you climb a rope.
Legs are just kicking everywhere.
I start
It's just
pulling.
making it harder.
Yeah.
You get up there and you start hearing some commotion to the side, coming from either side of you. Because I'm assuming you went in the middle of the back area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you got slowly approaching you from either side some armored undead.
Right, let's hurry this up.
It is like 10 to 15 foot drop to the ground.
On the other side of the wall.
Yeah, if you're quick enough, you do have time to grappling hook down, but it's gonna have to be quick.
I can float us down if you think it's worth the spell.
You all start on the rope. I can hold any of them off that get close.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as we get Aeos off, we just push him off the other side.
Go. We both hold on to the rope.
Bungee jumps off the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna need an athletics check from you, Aeos. I've gathered, because you climbed up a bit and I'm just pushing you off, you won't hit. It'll stop you before you hit the ground. This is to see if you can hold on or if you, with the sudden stop, you fall off. And
Okay. 17.
17, you manage to hold on, and then you realize you're like 4 or 5 feet off the ground, and you could probably just lower your arms instead.
All right. Yeah.
Let's see. I've never seen someone so quickly scale a wall. It's like yoink.
All right.
I'm
Go
great
on,
at this,
Folin.
you guys.
All right.
I'll hold the
Athletics
rope.
check. Go back down.
Climbing down the rope's easy. He just needed to hold on to
Ah.
see if the sudden stop of the
Oh,
rope knocked him
okay.
off.
I just slide down, tucking it like into the crevice of my armor, so I'm not actually like burning my hands off.
Gloves. Whee!
Gloves. And then Sol, I'm assuming you're picking up the grappling hook and coming down.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just no. I'm actually gonna leave it where it is, just in case we need to escape back out. 'Cause presumably, once this is all over, we can just go collect it at our leisure.
One can hope.
I make a note.
If
Did you
not,
use
we
my
got-
rope or yours?
Not my rope.
Does anyone
Okay.
else have rope?
I have rope. You just take it and my grappling.
It was your grappling hook.
You also have a grappling hook. That's cool. I got one. Oh,
Curiosity's very protective of her rope.
Why does your grappling hook have my name written on it?
You got your rope on my grappling hook.
okay. So whereabouts is headed?
To the manor, I guess.
From
Yeah.
which way?
Back door.
Courtyard, round the side, front door.
Are there any side doors or anything?
The side doors from Soul Scouting thing were from like the inside of the courtyard.
Okay.
Probably through one of those. And
Yeah.
as we are regrouping and picking ourselves up, I would let them know about the robed figure I saw, who was just chilling on top of the manor.
I knew it.
You knew what? It's a friend of yours.
Well, no. Maybe some sort of necromancer or
Oh, right.
something. So someone was creating them.
I mean, this is a lot to create, though, isn't it?
Well, not given enough time. Do we know how long the city's been like this?
You've probably had a chat with Finn and all that about it, considering he's like, we now own the deed to a town. It's probably been a fair while
Yeah,
for someone to be able to purchase the rights to this town from the capital.
Yeah, I mean, they've been given enough time with the town just sort of sitting here unoccupied. And especially powerful spellcaster can create quite a few in a day. But seems like their master is gone.
Or at least in
Okay.
the building.
And mess up their lair.
Please don't burn or destroy any sort of notes or books or anything.
I mean, what if they're like evil notes and books? Aren't we supposed to do that?
Well, I would sort of like to know how the town got to this point, and the easiest way to know how to get rid of something is to know where it came from.
Sure, sounds good to me. All right.
And then if there's anything, untoward, we can get rid of it.
Okay, so you're approaching from the courtyard.
Mhm.
Okay, as you approach the courtyard, you do see a couple of undead, like, get up off the ground and start casually undead strolling towards you.
You can
they
just
whistling.
skirt them.
Not really. Not if you want to get into the courtyard. So you guys will be appearing from the bottom of the map. So if you want to drag your tokens out.
I remember
then-
this level of ocarina. So we go around the
And you
the
hide
hedges.
behind the
and
hedges.
Wait, yeah, you wait for them to pass, and then or else they jump on our backs. And
Yeah, so as you
The
see
hedges
in
and the things that are jumping on your backs are two totally
I
different
know.
things.
I said I'm combining two things. I'm mixing my references like peanut butter and chocolate.
My token did not remember any of my information.
can people move their tokens while it's
Yes.
out?
Yes.
I'll look on to how to make it remember stuff.
I can show
aka
you.
Sean, you can
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah.
The Roll20 wizard over here.
And so yeah, to describe this to everyone else, because obviously they can't see this, in the center, while on this one it does have a statue surrounded by hedges and it's a guy on a horseback, it's also on like a little pedestal, so it's kind of raised up a bit. Generally, I just couldn't find the perfect map to completely. I tried, guys. And then you can see on your right there is a platform, like some stairs leading up to the roof. There seems to be like a mini little shed to the northwest from where you're heading, if we're counting the front, the north. And we'll say there's a side door over here, even though it just looks like shutters. And there's probably an entrance to the top room up on the roof. And in front of you, either side of the statue, there is this creepy old-looking dude zombie. Long white beard, hunched over. And across all the walls and stuff, there's just a bunch of vines and flowers and stuff. And looking at the time, I don't know if we have time for combat, so...
Next time on Aeos. Okay. You want me to talk us out, Barry, or are you done?
I was just waiting to see what people did. Okay, yeah. Should probably talk us out. I've got nothing else which I can really fill in for 5 more minutes.
Just talk about our days and see how everybody's doing.
How's everyone?
Check-in time.
No.
How's everyone these days?
That seems like a good place. So yeah, we will be back next Tuesday to see how we deal with these grandpas on Grambies. We'll figure out a good word for grandpa zombies. So yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday with this. So come back and hang out with us. Join us on Thursday for All Myths Are True. Will be our next stream, unless somebody streams something tomorrow. And check out the rest of our schedule below here on Twitch. It's all linked, and you can see all the fun stuff that we're doing every week. We've done a lot of one shots over the last week, and I think 2 weeks, and we will probably continue to follow that as we find ourselves with more free time. So definitely join our Discord so you can get updates, and Twitter, and follow us here on Twitch and all that good stuff. Think about anything else I need to announce specifically, but I think that's about it. So yeah, thanks for running this, Barry.
Yeah,
no worries.
It's a lot of fun. But yeah,
stay safe,
so we'll
everybody.
see you. And yeah, everyone stay safe and enjoy your week. And we will see everyone next time. Until then, good game and good night, Internet.
It's still morning. Good morning. Yes.